something weird, and it don't look good. Who you gonna call?
What is up, everybody? Happy Friday and welcome to KO Comedy, you guys. I am your tag tonight. I'm Annie Dies a Lot. Happy spooky Halloween weekend. You guys, we're going to get right into the show tonight, and then I'll give you a few pointers to help you get through the show nice and smooth. But before we do that, we're going to kick it right off to your very first comedian tonight. Yeah, you guys, you can follow her over on Instagram at Casey Conley. Give it up for the absolutely amazing, you guys, it's Casey Conley. Let's go.
Oh, what an introduction. Look how festive this is. Oh, I have no festive things on my screen. How disappointing. Just my scary face. No, come on. I have self-confidence. So happy to be on this show. I didn't know we were still doing these. Way to power through, KO Comedy. This is like, do you know what this show going on is like how all the businesses are trying to get people to stop working from home and we're just like resisting. And we're like, we will not accept your work in office days. We don't want to go 2 days a week. We don't want to go 1 day a week. We will have none of it. And that's what this show is. It's like, no, we're going to keep it virtual. Nobody wants to leave their house. Nobody in this room even wants to turn on their camera. It is, I believe you're out there. I don't think that, you know, because here's the thing. If you guys were bots, if these were bots, I have to believe there'd be more than 12. So thank you, Samantha. Hi, Desiree. Oh, Desiree's on the show.
Yeah, hi.
Thank you for your bravery, stepping forward early to make me feel less alone. Gosh, okay, so I'll just, Greg, Walter, those feel like real names. Okay, what's up, Luke? I honestly, I think iPhone, I have my doubts. But I do think iPhone's more believable than Android for some reason. If it said Android, I would be like, absolutely not. There's no way there's a person on the end of that. Edward has turned the camera on, I think, but they're hiding or they're cosplaying a pumpkin. Okay, this first part of the show is just where we guilt you all into showing yourselves. Yeah, Steph, welcome. Thank you so much for turning your camera on. Also for being so very close. It makes me feel better too. Usually, you know what I mean? It feels like, is this too far? I don't know. What a time to be alive. Okay. Luke is working. Are you still at work, Luke? You're like, you got a dual screen situation? He's like checking his email on the other screen. This actually feels like a work meeting. Only like half paying attention. Okay. No, I'm really happy to be here. It's so good to be here with all of your backgrounds. And it's Halloween. It's coming up. I have a leftover Burning Man costume I'm planning to wear. That's right. I went to Burning Man and I wore a astronaut costume that was $15 from Amazon pretty much the entire week. Honestly, I should have thrown it away, but I'm cheap. And I got a lot of compliments in it. Here's the thing. Here's what happened at Burning Man. I'm not really a burner. They invited me to go for stand-up. And so I was like, you know, I'm one of those people that's like, try fun things, you know, try everything once, fun things twice. Right. And so when they invited me to the Burning Man, I was like, sure, I'll give that a go. And that same philosophy had me doing mushrooms 3 times while I was in Burning Man. It was a lot of fun. Mushrooms are a great time. I had a supervisor. I had a drug sensei who helped dose me. Yes, that's what I called her. If you can picture it, she like had all these drugs, knew so much about drugs. Kind of the opposite of a DARE officer. So you guys remember the DARE program? Yeah, this was this is probably what that officer wanted to be doing with everybody, is like showing them how fun it could be to take them. But yeah, she did. She watched over me. So I took mushrooms a lot. I wore an astronaut costume. That's what we were talking about. I got hit on a lot, and by men who thought I was a gay man, and they thought I was a twink. And here's the thing: I'm a feminist. 100% through and through. Look at this haircut. It just lesbian and feminist. You can't miss it. But the attention, I guess maybe it's because it was gay men. I don't know. I was into it. They were so nice. It was such a confidence boost. They were like, even the ones that were probably a little derogatory in nature. You know, like I walked by one guy and he was just like dead ass, and I was like, oh my god, thank you. But also, I was like, you should know that this is a woman's hips. These are lady booty. This is, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I needed him to know that maybe he's bi. You know, maybe he should open up. I don't know. But yeah, I got mistaken for a twink a lot. Very flattering. I don't know what to say. There's something about the patriarchy that's very real, and the male gaze just still does it for me, I guess. So that was an interesting experience in Burning Man. Also, it was a little bit okay. I'm very, like I said, I'm not a burner, so I know, and I knew I was at a place because I'm for sure the only one that packed floss. I flossed my teeth every night before bed at Burning Man, and I wore my night guard and my retainer. So yeah, you know, you have to make it what it has to be, your bird. You know what I mean? You customize it, and that was mine, in bed, in time, and responsible. Oh, what's up, Mike? Look, more people turning on their cameras. I'm loving this. Oh, look, KO Comedy, trip responsibly. You know, even the fact that you called it tripping, that's cooler than I could ever imagine. I would never have said that. So thank you for, you know, bringing in the cool factor. Mike's here. Mike, have you ever done mushrooms?
No.
No? Okay. Listen, I'm just saying, don't turn them down. Okay. It's, I don't want you to like eat a whole pack, you know, be responsible, like they said. But, you know, I had a nice low dose, very pleasant experience. I can't recommend them enough. And I'm not like, you know, I don't even really like to drink. So anyway, okay. This is a weird peer pressure situation that I didn't mean for it to turn into. No, so I was at Burning Man, and one of the things that really surprised me was all the nudity, which I should have known. Like, they talk about how people are naked a lot, but there were a lot of boobs, a lot of wieners. Surprisingly, the penises did outnumber the boobs, which was disappointing. Also, like, not mathematically sensible. Like, there's double as many boobs, right? You'd think those come two in a pack. There's got to be more. No. Also, you should know it's a real locker room situation. So it's like, it's very much the ones that are naked are not the ones that you want to be naked. Do you know? Like, that's how it goes in the locker room too. It's always like, you have too much confidence. What's going on? Put those away. You can tell that this isn't the first time, right? It's all very saggy. Yeah, it's not great. And so I actually made an eye contact rule at Burning Man. So when I would see someone like approaching naked, I would go look right for the eyes, right? Respect. I respect you, and I don't want to have nightmares about your naked body. So I would do that. And then there was one time that I did accidentally break my rule. I locked eyes with a man's nether regions. I should say I locked eye with it. You know what I mean? It was right here. And what happened is I couldn't look away because immediately I noticed something was wrong. Right? Like, it did not look okay. Like, he was ill, maybe. And you guys are probably thinking, like, how many have you even seen, you big lesbian? And the truth is, you're right. I've seen 0 face to face. Okay. Nothing in 3D. But there's the internet. So I have seen them in 2D, right? I know. And just to be clear, that's 1D at a time in 2D. Yeah. So I know, like, what they should look like, right? Like, I have the general outline, you know, and I've seen them doodled for sure. And when I saw this one, I was like, oh no, this is not right. And so I was like, should I tell him, right? Like, somebody needs to let him know. And so I grabbed my friend. I was like, he doesn't want to hear it from me. He wants to hear it from you. I grabbed my friend, who's like, she was all cute, like her hair all done and makeup. I was like, you got to tell him. So I was like, look at that man's penis. Something is wrong. And she looks, and then she like grabs my shoulder and whispers in my ear, he's just uncircumcised. I want you guys to know, first of all, I don't want to shame anybody who's uncut, okay? Perfectly normal, perfectly natural. I'm just saying they need to get more media attention, okay? They're not properly represented out there. The little uncut gems need a PR team, all right? Or more little lesbians like me are going to make this mistake, okay? Because I was like, where's this little hat? It looks like a test tube. What's happening? There's no shape to it. It was equal parts upsetting. And thank God I didn't talk to him, right? Could you imagine if I had told him, you should see a doctor? How embarrassing. Mike's just checking his phone. He's like, let me know when the penis stuff is over. I'll check back in. Or are you Googling uncircumcised penises? Because
No.
that would be also amazing. That would be equally as amazing if you're like, oh yeah, what do those look like? Just checking in. No, so that was an interesting experience. Now I'm going to talk about something that I realize that this might kind of split the room and or divide you guys against me, and that is that the last like 6 months I have been vegan. Okay, yep, silence is usually what happens there. I gotta admit, like it is really hard. It's hard being vegan, and it's not the food; it is the bullying. Okay. It is those quiet moments. It is. Are there any vegans in this chat? No, we're all out there trying to find protein. Okay. Yeah, too weak to unmute and say me. No, it is weird. So the thing that gets me about vegans is like, I feel like it's a universal truth. Everybody wants to bash vegans. And it's crazy to me because this is a country, we live in America, that is obsessed with diet. Right? Like we're obsessed with diet culture. And yet we can't get on board with trying veganism. It's mind blowing. Like there are some diets that I can't believe ever got popular. Like, I don't know if you all remember this, but like 10 years ago, there was a diet that was just water, lemon juice, and cayenne pepper. Do you guys remember this?
Yeah.
Yes, it got really popular. It was called the Master Cleanse, and it just made you shit your brains out. Like it was insane. And people were obsessed. They were like, you have to try it. Like I'm wearing a diaper right now. It was insane. And people were obsessed. And now like the big one's keto. Keto is like really popular. This will blow your mind. Keto is actually a medical treatment that was invented to treat kids with epilepsy. That's real.
Oh,
that is real. And then adults were like, you know who has amazing physiques? Them epileptic kids. And then they were like, what are they eating? Let's give that a shot. It's mind-blowing. It's also particularly messed up because, you know, with the epileptic kids, it was never the diet. It's just all the exercise. You know what I mean? No? Is that where I've lost you all? Okay. I think the truth is you're right to not like me after that joke. I don't like me after it, but I need to write a better ending. And so until I write a better ending, I just have to hate myself with you guys. This is so great. I'm so glad that now that I'm winding down my set, there's more people here with their cameras on. I'm so glad I could be your buffer. Welcome to the show, William. This is great. How you doing? You got some nice headphones, like gaming type headphones on. You're locked in. You're ready to go. You didn't miss much. Quick recap. I'm gay. I saw an uncircumcised penis at Burning Man. He was not a sick man. That was a healthy dick. And also I've been dabbling with the veganism, and it's hard because people bully me. So now that we've recapped it, I think I'm gonna take off. You guys have been an absolute joy. I'm so glad we could have this meeting. The show. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Casey. Bye bye.
Give it up for Casey Conley, everybody. And don't forget to give Casey a follow at Casey Conley over on Instagram. It would be best for your health, I would argue. Yes. Also, you can see when Casey's going to be performing near you or if Casey has new content. So, you know, give him a follow. Give them a follow. Just do it. All right, you guys. Welcome. I know that we started off a little bit early. I am your tech tonight. I'm Annie Dies a Lot. We're also still just going to get right in to the very next comedian because, you know, you guys, sometimes people have places to be. And there's plenty of time for me later. I will real quick, you know, just to give it a little bump, if you guys want to. We are doing the donation board tonight. That's right. If you want your name on it, go for it. You can reach us. You can donate at Venmo at ko.comedy. We also take PayPal, koComedyShows@gmail.com. And if you're watching on Twitch, you guys, we take those bits as well. I'm seeing some bits come through right now. Abigail Hydrangea Brown, thank you so much for that $10. And William Reynolds, I see yours as well. I'm going to go ahead and throw your guys' names on the donation board, but I'm going to do that after after we get to our next comedian, because you guys, she's amazing. We haven't seen her in a while. She used to have her own show right here on Comedy Hub, but now she's here with us. Don't forget to give her a follow. You guys, give it up for the amazing Luz Michelle.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. Amazing. Such an interesting word. My husband wouldn't have said that 5 minutes ago. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Thank you all for showing up. Look at us on Friday night. I mean, come on, William, Samantha, and Steph. What else would you be doing? You aren't here right now, right? I'd probably be on the couch doing something. I'm in New York, so it's like 10:30 here. I'm already in my pajamas because I'm at that age where you get in your pajamas at 9 o'clock and you feel good about it, you know, right? Who gives a shit? But this is good. Thank you for being here. What are we talking about? We talked about shrooms. Yes, I am a partaker. It has made me a better human being in life. I'm at least 25% less nasty, so I recommend it. It does. It opens up like another portal of your brain that you're just like a better version of yourself. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I feel like that's landing well. You know, it's good. This is good. There's some smiles. See, we're having fun. This is good. It's online comedy. It's like anything can happen. Like only in online comedy have I seen like people cutting their fucking nails, or I see a man like flash his penis across the screen. Like, I'm not seeing that shit in a theater in New York City or Westchester. I'm seeing that on Zoom, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So this is the place to be who you are, right? Yeah. Zoom during the pandemic, though, was fucking wild. I used to, like, people where they would, what was it called? Zoom bombing? That was terrifying. That was just because you don't know where it was coming from. It was always like these spooky noises, and I don't know. Going a little off track. That's what happens with online comedy. But yeah, it's good to be here tonight. I live out in Whitechester. Some people call that Westchester, New York. It's an interesting place to live in. I grew up in the suburbs of Staten Island and Brooklyn. So now living out here, it's very different. Like tonight, I took my kids to go booing. Does anyone know what booing is? Like it's when you buy candy and your kids make little bags and you bring them to their friend's house at night and they ring the bell, leave the candy, and they run. Like that's what we're doing out here. So growing up in Staten Island, New York, we didn't do stuff like that. What we did was you would take actual shit, put it in a paper bag, light it on fire, leave that on someone's stoop, ring the bell, and run. You know? So it's like on the other side now, you know, and it's like, I don't know, it's different. But that was wild back in the day. We used to egg people's houses. We used to fucking put, I didn't do this, but I had friends who would put fucking batteries in socks and they fucking whip them around, or it was nuts. It was so fucking violent. I don't even know how like parents were okay with this shit. Like parents would give you kits. Like my mother would give me shaving cream, fucking cartons of eggs, and tell me to have fun. Like what? Oh, that's a cute response. It is It is okay. It's probably why I'm a little fucking rough around the edges, but I like it. It's cute. This is good. We're having fun. This is fun. What else do I have here for you all? The other thing too with the booing is when their friends have done it to us, they're wearing ski masks. Like, and you're supposed to just like be like, oh, it's fun, this is great. But it's like my New York state of mind goes back to like, this would never fly. This would never fly. It wouldn't. It definitely wouldn't. My mom, she's getting older. She's getting up there. And I had to have the conversation with her. Like, if she was to ever like start to like mentally decline, like what's the plan? You know, like, do you want me to take over? Do you want my brother to take over? And confidently, she looked at me and she was like, oh, I'm not going with you. She was like, because my gut tells me that you're going to be very aggressive and nasty. And I was just like, what? Like, that's what I grew up with, right? Like I'm a product of my environment and you don't trust someone like me to take care of you. And it's interesting because my dog, she's 17, she's very senior. And now I can see why my mother wouldn't want me to take care of her. Like it takes a certain person to be a caretaker. You know, I don't have any caretakers on the screen tonight, but it does. You have to have this, like, it's a different kind of empathy, you know? And I don't know, I think my mom, you know, she has something there. But it's interesting because that's how she was growing up. So it's interesting to have the person who molds you into being who you are to be like, no, I think you're going to be a little too scary, you know, too aggressive in your delivery, right? And it's like, okay, thanks, Mom. I hear you. It's good. Who doesn't love mom material? Another wild thing with my kids growing up out here is the other day we were watching this special on like animals in the wild, and there was this whole segment on raccoons. And my son, he looks at me and he's like, you know, Ma, I've never seen a living raccoon. I've only seen them as roadkill. Holy shit. Because we're like in the countryside of Westchester. Like, I don't have lights on my streets. There's no sidewalks. You don't see your neighbors. You only see them in the dead of winter when all the trees and the leaves have died. Like, it's nuts. When we first moved out here, like my friends would come here to visit and they'd be like, I can't believe you complain about this. You're like, you live in peace. And I'm like, could you fucking imagine living in peace and quiet every day? Like every day you come out of your house and there's nothing going on. Like, you know, again, back to the New York stuff, like that's maddening. It's maddening because you wind up focusing more on yourself, right? In New York, you have all these things to distract you, no matter where you're going or what you're doing. Out here, no, you are the distraction. Yeah. Wild. It's you know, it's wild. I'm yo-yoing, so everyone just ride with me. My friend the other day, she celebrated her birthday and she's a twin. And it's always interesting. I developed twins on, oh, this is good. You guys will totally relate to this. It's interesting with, back to my mom, she's a twin. And they were both born in my grandmother's apartment. So my aunt was born in the toilet and my mother was born on the couch. So it's ironic now, like I'm middle-aged. And when I think about them, it's like my aunt has always had like a real fucking hard knock life. And my mother has had like a very cushy life. And it's like, I can't help but think back to that map. Like, could you imagine? Like, you're born in the toilet and it's always like fucking hard and it's just shit after shit. And then your sister was born on a fucking comfy couch and shit just works out for her. Like, right? Get it? How could you not? God. This is good. This is good. I woke up with purpose today. You know? Right? You know, like today wasn't just going to be a typical day. Like I was going to be able to share my thoughts today with people that I might not ever see in my life again. Right? That's another great thing about fucking Zoom. We might not ever fucking meet. And that's okay. And that's okay. It's okay. But look at this. All this stuff coming out of my mouth on a fucking night. I love this. Well, Halloween's coming up. Do we have Halloween lovers?
Yeah.
Right? How could you not love Halloween? Are you ladies dressing up? Desiree and Samantha, are you dressing up?
I am. I think I have a show, so I think I'm going to be a cat.
Ooh. All right. Who doesn't love a cat? What about you, Sam?
I might be the painting Starry Night.
Yeah.
Look at the two differences. I love that. That's awesome. I love Halloween. I always go above and beyond with Halloween. Anything to not, be my own self for one day. But every year in my family, someone gets to pick like what we're going to do, what's our theme. And my daughter picked Inside Out. And I was so happy because when I saw Inside Out 2, I was just like, I would love to just fucking be anxiety So like that's what I'm doing. Like, for Halloween, like just like I'm like I can be anxiety all fucking day. Everyone's gonna accept it, you know? Like I love that. I love it. I can't wait. My son's being sadness, which I find hysterical because he cries a lot, ironically. And my daughter's being disgust. Perfect. So fucking perfect. And my husband's being anger. Again, just so perfect. Like, I loved it. I love it. I love how we're all just going to be ourselves, like really be ourselves for one day, right? And no one can take that away from us. This is good. This is good. I'm glad we did this tonight. Yeah. It's good. I haven't seen my therapist in a minute because my insurance doesn't believe it should be covered. So, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, what is that? It's what happens when you change your insurance sometimes when you already have something going on and they're like, well, if this wasn't like a pre-thing or something's really going on, then we're not going to cover it. And you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Right? Look what I have to do. I have to do Zoom shows for therapy. Like, come on. It's good to be here. It's good to be here. But yeah, what else? I'm going to leave you guys with my background because it's important. I have learned, especially I've been talking here for a couple of minutes with you guys, and who doesn't know me or know my background, you're just creating stories in your head, right? You're like, she's either Italian or what else? She's some type of Asian, or the other day someone thought I was from Alaska. I've gotten Peruvian, I've gotten everything. And there's only two people in my whole life that have ever gotten it right. So I was born in Bogota, Colombia. I'm half Colombian, half Native Indian. I'm adopted by two Eastern European Jews. And I grew up in the Forgotten Borough. They used to have the second biggest dump in the world that they now call Heroin Island, Staten Island, New York. And I know it's sometimes I have to give an audience a minute to let that settle in. It took a lot of fucking therapy to get that all into one sentence, you know? Like, and I always have to say it in one breath or it doesn't sound right. So on the outside to a lot of people, obviously I'm a Colombian Native Indian woman. But the truth is, on the inside, I really am just a white Jewish woman from Staten Island. You don't know that shit, right? Like, I have an obsession with fucking dish towels now. Dish towels. You know, like, I don't know who I became when I got married, but like, I'll come home, especially if I go to like Home Goods. Like, don't put me in a fucking Home Goods or a TJ Maxx kind of thing. I will come home with a shit of these fucking things with the matching oven mittens. And my husband's always like, why do you buy this stuff? It's such a waste of money. And I'm like, you know what? Fucking 14 years ago, I was the woman you couldn't even imagine locking down in a house in Westchester with two kids. If I want to buy dish towels and they bring me joy, I'm going to buy fucking dish towels. Okay? Okay? Don't let anyone take what makes you happy away. Okay? Especially when you can get these things for like fucking $1.99 now. But this was good, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for showing up. Have a fucking very great weekend and a safe Halloween. And I'm Michelle. Good night, you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Give it up for Lose Michelle, everybody. And don't forget to follow her at Lose Michelle INC. It's for the best, you guys. It's for the best. That was fantastic, Luz. Thank you so much. I'm enjoying the theme so far tonight, you guys. So far, 2 for 2, 2 comedians that like mushrooms. You guys, I enjoy them from time to time too. I do. I do. It's a nice little reset to the brain. You don't want to do them, don't do them, you guys. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure at all. All right, you guys, welcome. You guys, I'm your tech tonight. I am Annie Dies a Lot, and we haven't gone through everything yet, but we're gonna get to it right now. So let's do it. Happy Friday, kids. Hey, if you haven't already, but you're willing to, you guys, now's a great time to go ahead and turn on those mics and cameras. Just do it. Get them on. It definitely helps the show out. We can see your faces. We can hear your laughter. I know it's the internet. Anonymity can be king. If you don't want your face on, if you don't want your voice heard, I understand. It's totally fine. If you look at the bottom of your screen, though, you're going to see a reactions button. Go ahead and use that. You can still stay secret. You won't be seen. You won't be heard, but we will know if you're enjoying the show or not. It definitely helps, you guys. It definitely helps. Let's see. And listen, Twitch, everyone that's out there, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Abigail Hydrangea Brown is there. Unknown 420, Dr. Fist, all of you that are just watching, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. You guys want to come be in the Zoom room, everybody's welcome, you guys. We don't discriminate here. You can get the link at kocomedy.com. Just sign up for the email. You'll receive the link for this show and all of our other shows. You guys, we got shows all throughout the week. Some of them are even Zoom exclusives. For instance, when the lights on Comedy Hub go down, it might seem like it's over for everyone watching on Twitch and maybe for those of you watching on YouTube. But guess what? We're going to keep the party going in here. That's right. The after party is going down. Sarah Green is in the room tonight. We're going to play some games. We're going to have some comedy. Maybe some drinks. Definitely a lot of fun. You guys are all welcome to come through kocomedy.com. You can sign up right there. And you guys, we got some other great shows coming up that will also be right here on Twitch and on YouTube. Tomorrow, the Jackie Mo Show is going down. It is happening. I will be there. Jackie will be there. Desiree is going to be there too, you guys. We've got a few of us that will be back tomorrow. It's going to be fun, though. It's more of like a chill session. We're going to chat. We're going to have fun. It's going to be a good time. Sunday, Casey McNeil is back, you guys. He's got a whole new crew of friends to come giggle with. You guys, come hang out with us. And if you're here in the Zoom room and you're like, man, I got to be at work. I can't be in a Zoom room. That's okay. That's what we've got Twitch for, Comedy Hub. You can listen to it or watch it live over at twitch.tv/Comedy Hub. That's where you can see it all. We got a lot of people watching over on Twitch right now. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, it's always a good time over there. You guys, if you haven't noticed already, you're so welcome. This is a free show tonight. Let's go. But we still ask that you support everyone. If you haven't noticed, I've been flashing everyone's Instagram handles during their sets, both on my screen and down in the chat. Give them a follow. It's free. You can see if there's new content coming your way. You can see if they're going to be in town near you. Also, it helps their algorithm out. Let's go. Let's support them by giving them an algorithm boost. Let's do it. Also, if you want to, we do not say no to donations. That's right. We do take them. We take Venmo at ko-comedy. That's one way you can do it. We also take PayPal, kocomedyshows@gmail.com. And if you guys are watching over on Twitch, we also take those bits. And if you've been here before, you already know we're not just going to take your bits or your money. We're going to go ahead. We're going to acknowledge you right here live on stream. In fact, I'm going to do it right now because we've had a few donations come in and I'm going to go ahead and give you all some shout outs. So let's go to it. Here it is, the donor board. This is what we got so far for the month of October. You guys, give it up for Abigail H. Brown dropping $10 on the board. As we know, Abigail likes frogs. So we're finding Abigail Halloween frogs this whole month. There's another new one for Abigail. Thank you so much, Abigail. We appreciate you. Also, you guys, we couldn't do this tonight without William Reynolds. Oh, no, no. William Reynolds dropping $15 on the board. $15 is our traditional bong emoji there. So I'm finding him different Halloween bongs this whole month. Here's the latest one, the latest and the greatest. And yeah, you guys, it is an awesome bong, Sarah Green. It's dope. I like it. I want one. So yeah, if you guys want to get your name up there, if you want me to find something spooky to put your name on, it's really easy. Like I just told you, Venmo at ko-comedy, PayPal, kocomedyshows@gmail.com, and Twitch, You take those bits, and we appreciate it all very, very much, you guys. And there is exactly one more thing that everyone can do to help this show continue to go nice and smoothly. And we're doing a good job so far, you guys. That's enjoy the show. We're having fun here. We're having fun. I know I am. Mike, I've seen Mike smile several times tonight, and that is an accomplishment. Tonight's a good night, you guys. Tonight's a good night. That's right. Abigail is a legend in the Twitch chat. I agree with you, Unknown 420. I agree with you. All right, you guys, let's keep this show going. We have another amazing comedian for you right now. She's fantastic. She's coming straight out of Canada, I believe it is. And I also know that there is a new special that I can't remember the name of right now, but I'm going to ask her to go ahead and tell you guys all about it. promote your show. You guys, she's awesome. She's amazing. Give it up for the beautiful, the legendary, the very talented Desiree Walsh, everybody.
Hi. I have an album called Everybody Panic. You should go listen to it and buy it because I'm poor. Also, it's very funny if you like what you see here and you want to hear more. So I am from Canada, and I'm also, I think some of you know this in the room, I'm also disabled. You just can't see it because of Zoom. I use a wheelchair. There's no joke there. It's more of a humble brag at this point. But I am rooting for you, America. I'm rooting for you so much. A lot. I miss when American politics was funny. Well, I mean, it's funny now, but I mean, like, funny ha-ha, not funny oh. I miss that. Remember, I don't know, hopefully there's people here that remember this time. Remember 1993 when Bill Clinton was in office? Remember that? And Saturday Night Live was like actual funny sketches and not like a dramatic retelling of the news. Remember that? Remember like Will Ferrell in a dress as Janet Reno, which I do understand is very problematic by today's standards. But if you were a Canadian 10-year-old, that was the height of comedy there. So I wish we could get back to that, America, because you are a pretty spectacular country, and I'm gonna miss you if you're gone. I actually really like America. I know that's a weird sentence to say as a Canadian or anybody, but I really like it. Because you guys have the Americans with Disabilities Act. We don't have that in Canada. One, because we're not American, and two, I'm not really sure why we don't have legislation around accessibility or disability. I don't understand why. We don't have it federally like you guys, but we have a little bit provincially, but they're more of suggestions. It's very Canadian. If you'd like to make your establishment accessible to the disabled, we have some literature, but if you don't want to or that's too expensive, don't worry. We've called all of the disabled people. They're going to stay home. It's really nice to go to your country and actually do things. Although I was recently told that the ADA only covers California. I don't know if that's funny or true. But I did go. I did go to California this summer, and it was great because we went to Disneyland, and Disneyland has done a lot of work to make the park very outwardly wheelchair accessible, like just in general, which is great. However, if you are just in a wheelchair like myself now, you have to wait in line like everyone else. So maybe I didn't want this equality as much as I thought, because I screwed up my vacation. It really did. For those of you who don't know, back in the day, you didn't have to wait in line. So you could do the entire park in about 2 to 3 hours as opposed to 6. Yeah, that's not funny. It's just a fact. But good for you. Good for you, America. I also went to Pennsylvania this summer. That was an experience. I got to experience a U.S. cultural phenomenon that we don't have in Canada. The gas station restaurant. Yeah. And I know there's a few Canadians in this room thinking, we have Tim Hortons drive-thrus at the gas station. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. I went to a place called Sheets. If you are not familiar with Sheets, it is a gas station combination restaurant or gas station combination deep fryer. I had 3 types of deep fried cheese, friends. 3 types. There was more. I just physically couldn't fit all of the deep fried cheese inside me. But I gotta hand it to you, Americans, and America. People say I'm inspiring for using a wheelchair in my everyday life. And I don't think I am. I think it is you, the Americans, who are inspiring. Because how are any of you still alive? How are any of you still alive? I mean, all I'm saying is you're playing it very fast and loose with your cholesterol. The country does not have universal health care. And I am impressed so many of you are alive, given the existence of Sheets and Wawa and also Olive Garden. I went to an Olive Garden. It was fine. I don't understand why everyone rags on Olive Garden. I mean, I did immediately get diarrhea right after we ate, but it was fine. I would go back. I would go back, perhaps purchase some incontinent products before I did, but it was fine. Yeah, it was fine. I'm sure you can tell by those first couple of jokes that I have been in the New York Times for comedy. Well, it wasn't so much the New York Times as it was the Toronto Star, which is Canada's version of the New York Times. It is the fanciest Toronto newspaper that is available in Toronto, where I live. And I was in it, not to be confused with the Toronto Sun, which, if you're not familiar, is like if Donald Trump was a newspaper. Consequently, it is my dad's favorite newspaper in the whole wide world. He says he likes the sports section, and I choose to believe it. But I was in the Toronto Sun. No. God bless comedians who can do this drunken high. I am slightly tired and I am struggling. Anyways, I was in the Toronto Star for comedy, and I sat down with the reporter, pretty exciting, and she said, "How should I address you?" And I said, "Oh, Desiree is fine. Desiree is fine. Like that's my real name." And then she said, "No, how do you identify?" And I said, "Oh, I'm a cisgendered female." And then she was like, "No." And I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "No, how do you identify?" And I was like, "My pronouns are she, her." And she was like, "No." And I again said, "Yes." And then she paused and said, "Maybe I'm asking this wrong. What's Wheelchair's name?" And I said, "Oh, Wheelchair doesn't have a name. Wheelchair doesn't have a name." But thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for asking. That was great. I was actually, people always want to know, like, how how I got in a wheelchair. And like the truth is I sat down. That's how I got in the wheelchair, is I sat down, friends. People always want to know, mainly walkies, like, why are you disabled? What happened? And there's many different ways you can become disabled, typically through accidents. So I know somebody who got in a car accident, and I know somebody who got in a motorcycle accident. I know somebody who got in a surfing accident, like lots of ways. Basically, don't leave your house if you enjoy being bipedal. Yeah. My story is a little bit different. It's a little bit more unique, if you will. I was born. I just showed up like this, and then they were, because I'm Canadian, they were like, "Here's your broken baby. You can't sue us because it's free." That's really funny. I don't know if it is. I think it's really funny, and sometimes the jokes are just for me. As you all know, sometimes the jokes are just for me. That's probably the worst part of being born with a disability, is you don't have a cool story as to how you got it. Like, it's literally just I showed up. But the best thing about being disabled and using a wheelchair specifically is, especially around this time of year, you don't have to go sorry, again, God bless comedians who can do this drunk and high. I have never taken mushrooms. I'm sure that's a shock to most people. But at this time of year, you don't have to accept the invitations to go hiking, to look at the fall colors. I mean, you can hike in a wheelchair. You can actually do anything you want in a wheelchair as long as you have enough disposable income. Again, I think that's really funny. But the walkies don't know that. The walkies don't know that you can do anything you want in a wheelchair. They don't know. They think your life is very small. So you can get out of many outdoor activities if you want, just by lying. No, I don't want to go camping, Brenda. I can't walk. So I have started a business because I like to share the wealth. And also I did say I was poor at the top of this. I will rent you my wheelchair for an hour. I will lie on the floor. So you too can get out of your outdoor activities with your friends and coworkers, be it camping, nature hikes, that weird rope course they make every corporate team do that hates each other. You can get out of that by renting my wheelchair while I lie on the floor for an hour. For $5 more, I will throw in a cool story about how you got the wheelchair, other than that you sat down in it. So it really is a great deal, in keeping with educating the walkies and wheelchairs. The Paralympics were this past summer. And if you don't know what the Paralympics is, it is the Olympics for physically disabled people. And actually the coverage was so good that I probably did not have to explain it, because it was finally really good. Like, there was a lot of media coverage over like many platforms and many channels and organizations. It was great. This particularly made me very excited as a disabled woman, because representation matters, and that's great. But also, maybe now you walkies will stop clapping for me and giving me gold medals when I get my own coffee at Tim Hortons. It's at Tim Hortons because I'm Canadian. That is our culture. It's true. Yeah. I mean, the accolades and trophies are great. I don't have the room for them in my apartment. Please stop giving me gold medals for boarding the bus, getting my own coffee, dressing myself. I don't have the room. I live in a very tiny 1-bedroom apartment in Toronto. It's very small. I'm already addicted to candles. It's like a hoarder's situation up in here with all of the gold medals from the walkies and the candles. I am addicted to candles. That is real. It is real. I come by it honestly, though. My mom is addicted to candles. And I tried to stay away for a very long time. I really did. And then I turned 40 and I am single and childless. So candles are like the best part of my life because you can't have buckets of fire on your coffee table when you got those juvenile meat Roombas running around. You just can't. Juvenile meat Roombas is what I call children. I don't have any, so I'm not sure of the terminology. I don't have any, but I think they'd actually be called juvenile reverse meat Roombas because kids make messes. Anyways, I didn't think I had a problem with the candles till I had a friend over and they were like, I like candles too, Desiree. I like candles, but do we really need crates of them? Oh. And I kicked her out of my apartment and out of my life because I don't need that negativity. I don't. I really don't. But then I was reviewing my finances and found out that I spend $400 a month on candles. And just to clarify, it is not because I am independently wealthy. You remember I said I was very poor at the top of the set. Yeah, I am not independently wealthy. I am not Elton John. Although somebody recently pointed out that even if Elton John spent $400 on candles, people would think that was a lot of candles. I have a problem. Please help me. If you know of a 3 Wicks Anonymous, get at me in the chat or contact Annie because I need some help. I am addicted to candles. Thank you. I've been Desiree Walls. Have a great night.
Give it up for Desiree Walls, everybody. Do not forget to follow Desiree at desiree.lisa.walsh_. Very important, you guys, the underscore.
Yeah.
It's always the most important part of a handle. You guys give it up for Desiree. That was fantastic, Desiree. Thank you. I don't know how comedians do it either, drunk or high. I don't have to worry about it because I'm not a comedian. I'm a tech. Oh, let's go. What I'm saying is we like to get high a lot as techs. All right, you guys. We still have one more amazing comedian for you, but before we get there, we're going back to the donor board. Let's go. Let's see what's happening. It's the last Friday night of the month of Halloween, October itself. What's in store for us? Well, you guys, Luke dropped 666. Thank you so much. As you know, we don't need it to be Halloween to drop Evil Dave on the board. That's what you get whenever you drop a 666. So Evil Dave's face right where it belongs with Halloween. Thank you so much, Luke. And also, you guys, great friend of the show, amazing comedian, Jacques Lambert dropping $10 on the board. However, you guys, I like to look up spooky things that pertain to a name. So I looked up Halloween Jacques, expecting some kind of like monster French guy, honestly. But this is what I got. Fun fact, Jacques, you share a name with a famous chocolatier. That's right. So we got a bunch of Halloween candy made by a Jacques. That's amazing. I want to try some now. He's an Algerian gourmet chocolatier. We all just learn things together. Oh my God, you guys. KO comedy. It's not just about the comedy, it's about the things you learned along the way. All right, let's see what's going on. And are they scented? Okay, hang on. Brashing 1980, welcome so much over on Twitch. First time chatter wants to know more about your candles there, Desiree. You can let this will get rid of that negativity, they say. Some sage candles will get rid of those negative vibes. Yeah, Brashing 1980. Born in 1980, graduated in 1980. Wish you were there in 1980. I don't know, but I like the year. I was born that year. All right, you guys. While I've got your attention, Twitch, all of you, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate all of you. Born, me too. Let's go. If you guys want to come be in the Zoom room, everybody's welcome. Everybody. It's pretty easy. Go to kocomedy.com, sign up for the email. You should receive a link for this show and all of our other shows. You guys, we got shows all week long. Some of them are even Zoom exclusives. For instance, we only have one more comedian right now for you guys. When the show is over, we're going to keep the after party going. It's happening. That's right. Sarah Green is here. We're going to play some games. We're going to hang out. We're going to have fun. That's how we do it here. You guys, tomorrow we've got the Jackie Mo Show with Jackie Monahan. I'll be there. Desiree will be there. We're going to kick it. It's going to be a blast. And you guys, Sunday, Casey McNeil is back with an all-new KO comedy. So yeah, definitely come through, everybody. Definitely come through. And once again, if you guys want to get our pants required, here's the thing. As long as we can't see anything below the waist, I don't care. I'm not wearing any right now. I'm also wearing a dress, so it's not really required with that. But yeah. What's a Zoom? Twitch, you're funny. You guys are really funny. All right, you guys. Let's get this. Let's keep it going. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I just mentioned her name. You guys, you can see her tomorrow. You can see her every Saturday, with the exception of the first Saturday of the month, right here on KO Comedy and Comedy Hub on the Jackie Mo Show. You can also check out her amazing special, These Lips. Not these lips, kids. These lips. Oh my God. She's amazing. She's wonderful. She's talented. You guys, give it up for Jackie Monahan. Let's go.
I'm so excited. I'm excited tomorrow to interview Desiree and find out so much about these candles. It's gonna be a dream come true. Dream come true. Okay. Hi, everybody. Shrooms. Okay. Somebody talked about shrooms the last time I was on here, and I told a long shroom story. And I don't want to tell that story again, so I'm going to tell you a different story. Who has two thumbs and has done shrooms a lot? Me. But I did go do a show right outside of Mount Shasta this week, and somebody asked if I was on Molly, and I'm stone cold sober. It was the best compliment ever. I wanted to be like, my work's done. That I look so happy that they think I'm on Molly and I'm stone cold sober. Trust me, I did every drug you ever heard of, except fentanyl. I got sober right before fentanyl. Yeah, I don't know what would have happened. Hopefully, because I did a lot of cocaine, everybody. Was my drug of choice. But I did a lot of cocaine. When I die, I feel like when you die, you find out everything. And when I die, I can't wait to find out if I had the most free cocaine for free. And thank God for me, I was not like repulsed by sex on cocaine. But I wouldn't tell the suppliers that. Anyway, shrooms I stand by. Cocaine, no. But I can't do shrooms anymore because I'm sober. But one time when I did them, I have so many different stories. Watch watch past KOs on YouTube and you can see my other shroom story. But this is a shroom story. I did shroom. I was married to a woman and we did shrooms. She did not want to do them with my friends. But she and I did them a million times, she and I, and with her friends. But we were doing them with my friends in Prospect Park. They were like 6 gay guys and me and my ex-wife, and 6 gay guys. And it's funny, the other comedian was talking about Staten Island because the main guy in the story, who was my best friend in New York, he was from Staten Island. And he and I just had so much fun together. And he went for a walk, and I found, he peed in woods. I went under these trees like a fairy, and I was like so excited, a little fairy spot. And he came out, nobody could find me, and his eyes, he saw me, and I waved, and we were tripping balls, and he was like, whoop, and he's his bag full of tall boy beers around, and he's like, woo, Jackie's a beer, and boom, cops were on him because he had alcohol in the bag. So my friends and I and my wife at the time, we were like, oh my God, what do we do? We don't want to, I want to help him, but I don't want them to know that we're on mushrooms. We all go help him. It'll be obvious, like he'll probably be able to get out of it, but it feels weird staying here, right here, and not helping him. So we were just like giving him like you can do it, you can get not arrested. And because then it wasn't legal. I don't know if it's legal now, but it should be. But anyway, no. They didn't know he was on mushrooms. He had alcohol at Prospect Park, and you're not supposed. Is it called Prospect Park? I think so, yeah. And so they ended up just giving him a ticket. But we realized that we were really close to them. We thought we were miles away. We were having this conversation, we should help him or not, and we were really close, like the cops could hear us. So funny. Anyway, okay. So it's Halloween, and I want to throw out some Halloween costume ideas. Sexy St. Francis. You just shave your head right here. And super sexy Helen Keller. How fun would that be? Super sexy Helen Keller. I was talking to a friend recently, and he said he's never seen Silence of the Lambs. I'm like, you have to see it. The lead character wears other people's skin. And I was like, spoiler alert, he's not the hero of the film. Thank you. Speaking of heroes, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Ellen DeGeneres. Do you guys remember her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You remember she had a TV show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She got canceled, everything, because she had a toxic environment. Guess what she didn't have? Underage women bust in and had after hour and drugged them and had after hour freak offs. She didn't like the boss of like she was mean to people.
Mm-hmm.
And she's canceled. That's the difference between men and women. Investigation. 20 years of freak off, having sex with underage kids, but Ellen, you hear one word of a toxic environment, canceled. That she talks bad to people. Yeah, I don't think Ellen was having sex with underage kids and filming it. That we know of. That we know of. You never know. Maybe she was. That we know of. Okay. So my therapist said that if I'm jealous of somebody, it means it's qualities that I have. That I have these qualities if I'm jealous of somebody. And I'm like, that's really interesting because I've never been more jealous of anybody like I am of the Menendez brothers. A, they had each other. I'm an only child. B, they got to shoot in the face their abusers. I want to shoot my abusers in the face. And then they got to just like not work, just like be in jail, better themselves. They just bettered themselves and started that, they're taking care of themselves and doing great things for the world. I mean, I'm jealous of them, and I hope they become free. I like the Menendez series. Both the documentary and the series were heaven to me. When it opened with Milli Vanilli, I was just in heaven. My first crush, Milli Vanilli, was out, and we would play that over and over again. We loved it. So when Menendez started, it was just like, but baby, don't forget my number. I was just like, so like because most people get to hear their childhood music like on the radio or in a department store. Like nobody plays Milli Vanilli because they lip sync. Everybody now. I'm like, come on, let's play some Milli Vanilli. I know it wasn't them; it's totally different story. But my dream is for them to let the Menendez brothers out. And they can even I wish I could be the lawyer or the presenter of like gonna let him out. They've already time. Their whole life has been jail because their father brutalized them. Let's let them out. Oh, I forgot to tell you that the father was also like a manager or something with Menudo, which was another boy. And so it's all, and they made the murder look like it was the mob. There was so many M's in this. Milli Vanilli, Menudo. All the M's. Monahan. Woo! Okay, so the Menendez brothers. This is what I think. They were brutalized as kids. Then they finally freed themselves from their terrorizer, and then they went to jail. And they were all over the news and everything. And I feel like they proved themselves in jail by doing good stuff. And they're helping other people that have been through molestation. And I think that's beautiful. Like, let's wait and see what P. Diddy does in jail. Because P. Diddy was a legit monster. But who knows? I mean, I would love to find out a backstory of P. Diddy, like why he did what he did. Because there's always a reason, unless you're a total sociopath. A lot of the stuff that it sounds like he's doing is sociopath stuff. But it sounds like, what's his name is doing it too? Actually, oh my God. So maybe they both can be in jail together and TikToks of them. Okay. This is what I think should happen with the Menendez brothers. Let them go, but they have to do community service for the rest. And what they have to do is tour as and covers of Milli Vanilli and Menudo. Tour all over. But baby, I can't believe like the fact for me, like that their parents were brutalizing them was completely shown by him thinking it was okay to play what was the song he played? It's a tragedy for me to see the dream is up. He played this totally inappropriate song at the funeral, at the memorial service. Like, if they were covering it up, they would have, and they weren't brutalized, they would have picked a good song. No song. Anyway. It's a tragedy for me. But I did a show recently with a woman whose boss went to the funeral because it's all in California. It was all in California. And they did play that song. They really did play that song. And everybody was just like, this is so inappropriate. It's tragic to see the Menendez brothers singing that song live at the Hollywood Bowl and being up and having the dance synced up. Baby. I don't know any Menudo songs with you, but I was all Milli Vanilli. But I don't know why I didn't know any Menudo songs. Anyway, okay. So end of that. Oh, I think there should be a Freaky Friday. I want a Freaky Friday movie where the Menendez brothers switch with Milli Vanilli. In the Menendez brothers as Milli Vanilli, like as the skipping's happening, they're like ba 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 baby, uh-oh, ba 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 baby, uh-oh, ba 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 baby, boom, it's Eric Menendez. It's and one of the Milli guys commits suicide, which I think it was Menendez because he's sensitive than the other one. But I think for the movie, there should be a hologram of the other Milli Vanilli guy. And it's really sad that, like, we all know, like, when you're in the moment, it's really a good thing to listen to see Milli Vanilli. Milli Vanilli is a great thing to remember, that we make things way bigger than they have to be. Because who cares now? Like, it's funny now. But one of them commits so traumatized of the world getting so mad at him that they lip sync, he couldn't get over it. But had he waited 5 years, he probably would have been fine. But okay, Google has come up with their own. I'm not going to say her name because she'll start talking, but it begins with an A. And my phone has Siri, but Google has now come up with Gemini, and I can't be more furious. Not only because my mom's a Gemini and she's an absolute nightmare, but also I used to open up for a Gemini and tour around the world, and that was hell too. So not only am I touring Gemini women, but also I'm so jealous because you couldn't use my sign. You couldn't be like, Cancer, what is the name of this island? Like, you can't ask that. Nobody wants Cancer, the Google search. The worst sign name ever. I wish they would change it. Oh, why is it Cancer? Why? It's such a nightmare. Like, I go out with people and they're like, my friends are Scorpios. And when we go out, people are like, what's your sign? And they're like, Scorpio. And I'm like, Cancer. Like, it sucks. It's Leo. I mean, is it wrong? Is it lying for me just to say Leah? At Mount Shasta, they thought I was on Molly. They thought I was on Molly at Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta, I went there to have a spiritual experience because it's supposed to be the root chakra of this planet. So I went on a pilgrimage, and I do feel different, I have to say. And I think that's why they thought I was on Molly. It felt like walking on Mount Shasta. I felt like I was walking on the moon, or another. So cool! You have to go. But it was the anus of the planet. I was on the anus of the planet. Anus of the planet. Okay. What else do I want to tell you guys? You guys love my Helen Keller joke. Baby. Okay, I'm going to leave you with a joke that is the title of my show that's on Amazon, and you can listen to the album anywhere. The joke is that I'm jealous of men because they have the best excuse. They're like, I wasn't thinking with this head, I was thinking with this one, and all it's forgiven. So if I said anything that offended anybody, I didn't say it with these lips. I said it with these. These lips. Thank you Oh, come to tomorrow. It's going to be the best Jackie Mo show ever because we have Desiree and Annie Dizela is going to be our co-host tomorrow. My co-host's brother died. Brother from another.
Give it up for Jackie Monahan. Don't forget to give her a follow at Jackie Monahan. And yeah, you guys, we'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific with the Jackie Mo Show. Definitely come on through. Yeah, I'll be there. I'm not funny. I just enjoy talking with Jackie. We chat it up, you guys. I play video games online. That's what I do.
Forward in the show.
Yeah. It's always fun. It's always fun. And Desiree's going to be on there. We're going to chat. We're going to hang out. It's going to be a good time. And everyone is invited. And let's see, if you're watching over on Twitch, you guys, you can watch it there tomorrow. You're also invited to come watch it right in here in the Zoom room. It's pretty easy. That's right. Just go to kocomedy.com and sign up for that email. You'll receive the link for tomorrow's show. You'll receive the link for the after party we're about to get into right now for Sunday show, all of our shows. You guys, we've got so many awesome shows going down here all the time. But yes, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, the Jackie Mo Show is going down. That's right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We're doing this again next week. It's happening again. Michael Magid wasn't able to make it here tonight. He's sorry, but he'll be here on Friday. We got a whole new show lined up for you. It's going to be a blast.
His brother died.
What's that?
His brother died. That's why he didn't show up.
Sure. That's not true, but we're going to go with that. Sympathy points, you guys. Sympathy points. But yes, Unknown 420, you have a great night. You're going to go play some Fortnite? I love that game. I played that this afternoon. Sarah Green, we're about to hang out with Sarah Green right here in the Zoom room. Abigail Hydrangea Brown, thank you for hanging out. Brashin 1980, it was great meeting you. And everybody else that's been lurking over on Twitch, we love hanging out with you guys. Everyone that's here in the Zoom room, love hanging out with you guys. We will see you on the next one. I think that's it. I'm trying to find my ending screen. How much longer can I keep talking until I find it? We have so many screens. Oh, I found it, you guys. Good night.
Bye, thanks. See you tomorrow.
Bye. See you tomorrow, Desiree. I'm looking forward to interviewing. And you do set too.